We're chatting today with Miss Mary Johnson. And Mary, you are the current Santa Rosa County Clerk of the Court.
Yes, I am.
And you're in your fourth term.
Yes.
Before we get into your campaign, let's just talk a little bit about the office itself. Just kind of talk about what exactly does the Clerk of Court do and why is it important to voters who gets into the office?
The clerk has four major functions. We're the clerk to the board, we're the clerk of courts, we're county comptroller and auditor, and we're also the county recorder for all public records. So many things that the clerk's office does affects the voter's life, their day-to-day life.
Gotcha. What made you decide to run for another term?
I really feel like I still have something to offer. We're doing e-filing. It's such an exciting process. And to see that coming into fruition has just been so exciting for me.
And what's e-filing?
E-filing is like the attorneys can file through what's called the e-portal. The documents come into our office and to the judges. They're already scanned. When they get in, they're scanned into our system. And it is just going to monumentally change record keeping for courts. We won't have to have court files eventually. Those will be done away with. Everything will be on an image basis. We won't have to have files in 3 or 4 different locations trying to house them all. It's going to be monumental. It'll save tremendous amount of money.
I know that's a big issue for the filing is a big issue for attorney. I had attorney friends, and I know that that's an issue for them getting files. And y'all have been working on the files for a long time, haven't you?
Yes, we have. The e-filing is, I think, mandated. Maybe part of it on July 1st, some January, But we are already e-filing in every division at this point.
Gotcha. Okay. What kind of major challenges do you see going to face the county and the Clerk of Court's office over the coming term, the next 4 years? What are going to be the major issues in that office?
I think the challenge here is going to be getting everything in place and trying to take us to a complete paperless environment. Right now, you can come into the clerk's office and bring in your deed or your mortgage or whatever. You can record it while you're standing there, and we hand you back the original document. That's your protection. You don't have to worry about, will it really come in the mail? Will it take them 2 weeks to do it? When will I get my document back? You leave with it. That's a monumental right there, just that one procedure. Then the court files we have 2 judges that are actually doing, one judge does her hearings without a court file. She actually uses the images already. One of the judges used, one day he had, one of his sessions started at 1:30 and he had 109 cases. He did not touch a court file the whole time. In that process, see how monumental that is?
So that's all on like a little pad or a little...
We actually have in each courtroom, there is a computer and the images are there. The judges have it before them. They can go in and say, they know they're going to have a big hearing the next day. They can go in, they can mark what they want to be sure they review in the courtroom, and they can just pull it up to those documents, see? And that's what makes it so tremendous. And I just feel that's going to be something that's going to revolutionize the clerk's office, and I want to be there to see it. With us going electronic, we will save, we figured about $700,000 a year. We won't have to buy files, we won't have to have storage facilities, we won't have people searching and looking for files, because we've got 4 locations where files are being held. Well, it's kind of difficult sometimes to know which spot to go to, so we really have to be on our best to know exactly where the files are. We try to keep it logged in, and this one is archives, this one is, But sometimes we do, somebody else has already pulled it, it's on somebody else's desk, and you don't know they pulled it. So it will just be tremendous to just be able to, a customer calls you, you can pull up their case. You can go in and look at the document they need information from and give it to them. You don't have to stammer and hunt and, try to run down the street 2 miles, a mile and a half away to get a court file. It's there with you on the machine. And it's going to be tremendous. And I'm just thinking it's going to be such a blessing to the clerk's office. And we have been very blessed to be one of the first counties in the state of Florida to actually be doing this e-filing process in all of the courts. Now there are others that may be doing certain parts of it, but we're actually filing through the e-portal in all of the courts that we have.
And there's a lot of stuff available online as well.
Oh, tremendous, yes.
People like to go online and...
Yeah, you can get some of the court documents you cannot get. You can see the docket, but the actual document itself, you can't see it online. There's a few things that is available, but not all of it. We have like the check registers for the clerk's office and the county commission. We have them on our webpage. You can go in and say you know a certain vendor. You want to go in and see that particular see when it was paid. Well, you can see the check number, the amount, who it was paid to, the amount, that kind of thing. So if you want to, we can email you or fax you a copy of it, or you can stop by and see it. Everything is transparent. You can see what you need to see.
Tell voters what makes you uniquely qualified for the position. Why should they vote for you?
I've worked at the clerk's office over 50 years. Now, I've not been clerk 50 years. I've been clerk 18 years by the end of this year. Mr. Mike McClellan passed away in office in June of '94, and I was appointed, and I had to be elected in '94 to finish his term. So that's when I actually took office, was June of '94. I've been clerk since that time. And I feel like during that period of time I've learned so much, and I feel that my skills, I'm uniquely qualified to do this job. And I would appreciate people considering me for it.
Okay, Mary Johnson, clerk of the court and candidate for the clerk of the court spot for the next upcoming election. Thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you so very much for having me.